Is it here?
Say congratulations, Mom.
Congratulations.
Go give Mama a big hug.
Look how cool. Face me. No, hold it like this. I got my diploma and I'm opening it.
Congratulations, you've earned this.
What did Daddy get in the mail? Look at the pluses. What do you think?
It looks so good, Mom.
Looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations!
It is my great pleasure to welcome all of the families, the friends, the administrators, the incredible faculty, and most of all, you, our graduates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to celebrate with you today.
We will come out of this stronger than when we went in. We've learned so much. We've grown so much. We're still, at the end, focused primarily on students, and everything else is secondary.
Hi, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joanne.
And we're SNHU graduates. I chose SNHU to get a bachelor's and a master's.
I chose SNHU so I could continue my athletic career.
I just received my degree from SNHU.
SNHU was really supportive of my disability and allowed me to stay engaged in my classes while still attending doctor's appointments.
I am Michelle Barnhart, and I'm a Snhu graduate. As a student, SNHU made me feel like I belonged because they were always there for me whenever I needed them.
Everyone's path is different, but the destination and the dream are the same. To hold that degree and say to the world, I'm a college graduate. I did it.
At Southern New Hampshire University, you aren't just a student. You're the author of your own story. You don't just dream, you do. Where others see challenges, you see opportunities. You persevere in spite of everything life throws at you. When things get hard, you dig deep and find a way to push through. And after tackling late nights and rallying for early mornings, your hard work has finally paid off. And today, we are proud to call you graduates.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Batchelor, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the first ever Southern New Hampshire University virtual commencement. We are thrilled to be celebrating our graduates with their families, friends, as well as our faculty and staff who are watching from all over the world today. We are so proud of all you've accomplished and are very much looking forward to the opportunity to recognize your academic achievements in person as soon as we can. I would like to now ask everyone, if you are able, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Jessica Caldwell, a Director of Academic Advising here at SNHU.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jessica. Welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremonies. We're broadcasting this ceremony live, though many of you may be watching it later, depending on where you are. We have students from around the globe. Time zones may dictate that you watch this with your family at another time. And you might be sitting wherever you are, thinking, well, this isn't the commencement ceremony we planned on. We've thought that more than once. And you wouldn't be wrong. But I want to recall a conversation I had with Laurie Santos from earlier this year. Laurie is an amazing faculty member at Yale, and we had a conversation. You'll hear from her later today as our commencement speaker. And we had a conversation earlier this year in which I was asking her about the impact of the pandemic on our students and the toll it was taking. And she said, yeah, it's been tough, but these students may be the most close-knit class that we'll ever produce. That years from now, decades from now, when they meet each other, they will have this bond. They will be the ones who studied and completed and graduated during a pandemic, something that none of us has ever experienced before, and I hope we won't ever again. And she also reminded me that this is a year in which, despite all the suffering, and it was considerable, life also flourished. People fell in love, people proposed, were married, babies were born. Businesses closed, but a lot of businesses started in the midst of this. And people throughout showed amazing kindness and compassion. And against that backdrop, college degrees were completed as well. You finished. And you did so showing resilience and courage and sacrifice, and many with a burden that was much more than could be expected of you. There are frontline workers in this graduating class. There are public health workers in this graduating class, public safety people, medical professionals. You did all that our society asked of you and more, and you also completed your college degree. We stand in awe. So we celebrate today in this virtual way because that's what public health dictates. And we've made a promise to you that as soon as we can safely do so, we'll have a physical commencement ceremony. And I would love to greet you on stage, see you in the audience. But take pride in this accomplishment. Take more pride in this accomplishment, not less. We will brag about you more in the years to come, not less. We will remember you more vividly, not less. You are an amazing class. And don't let distance and virtual space diminish the virtues of this accomplishment. Commencements are important, really important. They are the parade through the city streets when the team has won the championship. But no one confuses the parade for the game. Parades are not the championships. You won that game in the long hours of being a student and writing papers, completing exams. And when you finished your last class, I know you remember that day, the last assignment was handed in and earned your degree, and in that moment you won the championship. You come into this day the champions of your own story and of our hearts, and we are incredibly proud. Let the ceremonies begin. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Laurie Santos of Yale University. Laurie has received a Doctorate of Humane Letters for her contributions to the social sciences, and more importantly, for her guidance, which has taken on national prominence for how to lead a healthier and happier life. Laurie is an incredibly influential figure who's taught us about resiliency, positive psychology, and in a way that doesn't neglect the genuine challenges and suffering in the world, but instead talks about how we build a meaningful and happy life despite, and in some cases, because of what we've been through. Laurie is perhaps the most apt speaker we could have for this incredible year that we've just been through together. I'm happy to introduce Dr. Laurie Santos.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone watching this 2021 Southern New Hampshire University Commencement Address. To President LeBlanc and all the members of the faculty and staff, to all the honored guests, to the family and friends of everyone at Southern New Hampshire University, and last but definitely not least, to all the graduates here with me today, the Spring 2020, Fall 2020, and Spring 2021 classes. Thank you so much for having me here today. I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak to your commencement class in particular. Simply put, your class is amazing. I'm looking out over this video screen at 45,000 graduates, on-campus and off-campus learners, scholars from all 50 states and more than 50 countries, people from all walks of life who share this love of learning and have come to Southern New Hampshire University to become scholars. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for all your accomplishments, big and small, that you've had over the last few years. But I also want to congratulate you on the fact that you've managed to achieve all these accomplishments in one of the most challenging times our country and our world has ever seen. I'm sure that when you signed up to go to college, you didn't think you'd be getting your degree in the middle of a global pandemic. In the last 15 months, all our lives have changed in ways that nobody could have imagined. But in spite of all of those challenges, you're all sitting here today proudly watching this virtual commencement address. You're ready to head off into this new, nearly post-pandemic world with your degree. And that is incredible. You all rock, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. And so when I started thinking about the kinds of things I could say during this virtual commencement address, I wanted to address all the uncertainty and all the difficulty that we've all been facing. But to be totally frank, being a virtual commencement speaker in 2021 is kind of hard, because the usual task of a commencement speaker is to give you some wise and very sure of itself advice, something that you can use for the future. But right now, we're celebrating all of your achievements at a time when the future seems more uncertain than ever. I mean, I am a scientist and a happiness expert, but this is still my first global pandemic. I'm not sure what the next few months or even the next few years hold. And so when I thought what I could tell you during this kind of challenging, strange, uncertain time, I wanted to go back to something that I know will work, something that science tells me is advice that I can be sure of. And so I want to give you a strategy that is known by science to improve not just your physical health, but also your happiness. And that strategy is that I want you to take some time to experience gratitude, the simple act of counting your blessings. Now, feeling grateful right now in such a challenging time can be difficult. It's also a little countercultural. These days, we're more likely to count our hassles than our blessings. But research shows that gratitude can help, especially during difficult times. Grateful people are not only happier, but healthier. They sleep better, and they have stronger immune function. Gratitude can reduce depression and anxiety, and it also can make you more productive. No matter what job you are off to right now, gratitude can make you perform a little bit better. It can also help you with the big things in life, like saving for retirement and eating more healthily. You're less likely to procrastinate if you're feeling grateful, and it's a kind of strategy that can benefit you a lot in the future. And so, in the few minutes I have with you, I wanted to try it. I want you to experience some gratitude. So bear with me wherever you are. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a minute to just recognize how lucky you are to come to a place like Southern New Hampshire University. Think about how lucky you feel and how grateful you are. But even more than that, I want you to take a moment to experience gratitude for all the people who've helped you along the way. Because the fact is, none of you've made this journey on your own. This big accomplishment that you're all experiencing right now, it is something that you share with a huge village. Now, I think soon all of you are going to get your diplomas, and when it arrives, you're going to open it up and look at your name there, in big bold letters. But I want you to remember all the names that are also there in invisible ink, the many, many, many other names that have helped you with this accomplishment. And I want you to remember that they're not written on there in an obvious way, but they are there in invisible ink. On your diploma in invisible ink is going to be the name of your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles, cousins, family, friends, grandparents, step-parents, everyone who's been there for you. On that name in invisible ink is going to be countless numbers of friends who've been there for you when you needed them, who've given you advice, who've talked you through the tough times. On there in invisible ink are probably your high school teachers, mentors, coaches, everyone who's been by your side through the long history of learning that you've had. And on that diploma in invisible ink are also going to be generations of people before you who've worked incredibly hard so that one day you could call yourself a college graduate. Now I want you to take a moment to notice how you feel, thinking about how lucky you are, all those names of people who've helped you along the way. That warmth in your chest, maybe some of those almost happy tears you might be shedding right now, that is a genuine feeling of gratitude and connection. It's a feeling that this world has your back. And that's what gratitude can do. It's a performance-enhancing drug, and one that's likely to give you lots more happy feelings in the time to come. Class of 2021, I hope you will take this scientific tip to heart. I speak for everyone else who's watching this when I say that so many of your teachers and family members and friends are incredibly proud of you and incredibly grateful that you've now graduated. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And here's to deeply and intentionally appreciating all that life brings you from here all out. Congratulations, and thank you for having me as your virtual commencement speaker.
President LeBlanc, I am pleased to introduce the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's Global Campus Business programs. Our Global Campus Business graduates will enter the business world prepared with academic degrees, expertise, and experience in an impressive array of disciplines and specializations, including accounting, business administration, business analytics, economics, entrepreneurship, finance, human resources, marketing, operations, project management, organizational leadership, management, public administration, and sports management, to name a few. Our business graduates will enter more complex, dynamic, interconnected, and technology-driven organizations than the graduates before them. Through their studies at Southern New Hampshire University and their real-world experiences, they are prepared to succeed in the highly challenging business environments that await them. Studying in face-to-face, hybrid, and online environments, these students have balanced the challenges of career, family, community, and academics to reach this milestone of earning their degree. In the process, they have acquired the knowledge and skills in a host of other areas such as cyber ethics, digital intelligence, judgment and decision-making, people management, persuasion and negotiation, and service orientation. These graduates will approach their business careers with an open and entrepreneurial mindset. They will work collaboratively and cooperatively. They will be leaders and team players. They will communicate effectively, efficiently, and with confidence. And they will blend the lessons learned from the past with today's technologies to solve the challenges of tomorrow's uncertain future. Our business graduates have come from all over the world to study and learn together in a spirit of cross-cultural diversity, which is the hallmark of the globalized and interconnected world in which they live and work. They will truly be citizens of the world. Whether they return to work and live in their home communities or venture farther afield to work abroad. Today, these graduates transition from being yesterday's business students to being today's business professionals and tomorrow's business leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs. Additionally, please allow me to thank the many faculty, associate deans, academic advisors, and staff who have contributed to the success of our business program students. Your work will have lifelong positive impact on the lives of these graduates. Thank you. Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's Global Campus Business Programs.
At every graduation ceremony, there's one last piece that makes it official. And it's a bit of legal language that I'm required to read. I didn't read it one year when I started at SNHU, so there may be a whole class of people who think they graduated and they may not have, but don't tell them. But you will be taken care of. So here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, International Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science. The Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Science. Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, with all rights, honors, privileges thereto. Congratulations.
Alia Ali, Master of Science. Elka Acevedo, Master of Science. Eilenia Acevedo, Master of Science. Jonathan Adejo, Master of Science. Tund Afalabi, Master of Science. Miguel Aguilar Nunez, Master of Science. Paul Alas, Master of Science. Matthew Alexander, Master of Science. Kristen Algiers, Master of Science. Joshua Allen, Master of Science. Rebecca Allen, Master of Science. Mackenzie Alice, Master of Science. Brooke Alman, Master of Science. Jose Alonso, Master of Science. Annie Andrews, Master of Science. Robert Andrews, Master of Science. Natalie Andrus, Master of Science. Abigail Aquilino, Master of Science. Mitchell Archer, Master of Science. Brianna Aarons, Master of Science. Sean Arsenault, Master of Science. Maxwell Ashline, Master of Science. Jared Ashmore, Master of Science. Donald Askey, Master of Science. Robert Austin, Master of Science. Heather Bador, Master of Science. Aubrey Bailey, Master of Science. Maria Luzbacher, Master of Science. Judith Ballard, Master of Science. Joseph Barinello, Master of Science. Catherine Barrow, Master of Science. Smythe and Bartley, Master of Science. Rebecca Barron, Master of Science. Anoop Basnet, Master of Science. Eric Batista, Master of Science. Samantha Bauer, Master of Science. Caitlin Bauer, Master of Science. Kyle Beers, Master of Science. Elizabeth Belanger, Master of Science. Lucas Bell, Master of Science. Tori Bello, Master of Science. Timothy Benson, Master of Science. James Barrow, Master of Science. Amanda Berry, Master of Science. Chris Bagwanden, Master of Science. Kirsten Billups, Master of Science. James Bilski, Master of Science. Nicole Bird, Master of Science. Lakita Blackman, Master of Science. Hannah Blood, Master of Science. Roxana Boboescu, Master of Science. Sheriel Renice Bohanek, Master of Science. Emerald Bonds, Master of Science. Stephanie Benito, Master of Science. Jessica Bookman, Master of Science. Catherine Bott, Master of Science. Mariette Bourne, Master of Science. Krista Bowen, Master of Science. Caitlin Bowman, Master of Science. Alana Brady, Master of Science. Samantha Brennan, Master of Science. Jillian Bress, Master of Science. Caroline Breton, Master of Science. Kevin Bright, Master of Science. Jenna Bristol, Master of Science. Alexandria Brooks, Master of Science. Latoya Brown, Master of Science. Nancy Brown, Master of Science. Jared Brownlee, Master of Science. Jeremy Bryant, Master of Science. Sarah Bryant, Master of Science. Madeline Bridges, Master of Science. Richard Budion, Master of Science. Kathy Bowie, Master of Science. Darren Bullock, Master of Science. Jessica Burrell, Master of Science. Jessica Buterbaugh, Master of Science. Alexis Butler, Master of Science. Kimberly Kalbetzer, Master of Science. Julio Cesar Calderon, Master of Science. Tabitha Caldwell, Master of Science. Kayla Calton, Master of Science. Loralee Campbell, Master of Science. Madison Canfield, Master of Science. Debbie Cano, Master of Science. James Capehart, Master of Science. David Cardinale, Master of Science. Christian Cardona, Master of Science. DeKendall Carn, Master of Science. Brendan Carnell, Master of Science. Gretchen Carpenter, Master of Science. Matthew Carson, Master of Science. Jason Carter, Master of Science. Sheldon Carter, Master of Science. Clifford Casamager, Master of Science. Orville Cave, Master of Science. Robin Chaco, Master of Science. Tyler Champagne, Master of Science. Julio Chanaba, Master of Science. Harsha Chanchlani, Master of Science. Chelsea Candeloy, Master of Science. Daniel Chanel, Master of Science. Catherine Chapa, Master of Science. Shelley Charles Duncan, Master of Science. Alicia Calmo, Master of Science. Tamara Casebro, Master of Science. Serena Chin, Master of Science. Alyssa Chowdhury, Master of Science. Randy Christenhuss, Master of Science. April Marie Clark, Master of Science. Jason Clark, Master of Science. Eddie Claude, Master of Science. Bradley Clifton, Master of Science. Vanessa Cobiella, Master of Science. Charlene Cohen, Master of Science. Brian Cole, Master of Science. Shanice Cole, Master of Science. Alicia Colella, Master of Science. Jay Coleman, Master of Science. John Coleman, Master of Science. Jason Collin, Master of Science. Courtney Comer, Master of Science. Eva Cooley, Master of Science. Latricia Cooley, Master of Science. Jennifer Cooper, Master of Science. Jordan Coro, Master of Science. Kevin Coulter, Master of Science. Davinia Cooper, Master of Science. Chad Coy, Master of Science. Christine Crockett, Master of Science. Lucibel Cruz Bermudez, Master of Science. Matthew Culberson, Master of Science. Danielle Cunnan, Master of Science. Sharia Curtis, Master of Science. Rona Dames, Master of Science. Taylor Danielson, Master of Science. Gregory Danielson, Master of Science. Mohammed Rita Dawiri, Master of Science. Kevin Darling, Master of Science. Brenda Davis, Master of Science. Kimberly Deakins, Master of Science. Gregory Deezero, Master of Science. Mark DuBois, Master of Science. Troy DeBross, Master of Science. Ryan Dedinato, Master of Science. Matthew De Leon Guerrero, Master of Science. Amber Demers, Master of Science. Alicia Demer, Master of Science. Sarah Denton, Master of Science. Ashley DeVries, Master of Science. Melissa Dickerson, Master of Science. Christopher Dyke, Master of Science. Latasha Dillard Thompson, Master of Science. Jennifer Dominguez, Master of Science. Bernardo Dominguez Flores, Master of Science. Sarah Dopf, Master of Science. James Draexler, Master of Science. Brian Drews, Master of Science. Alan Dudley, Master of Science. Megan Dumont, Master of Science. Oliver Duran, Master of Science. Taryn Echegoyen, Master of Science. Nicole Edwards, Master of Science. Deanna Ely, Master of Science. Edward Enia, Master of Science. Alexandra Irk Thompson, Master of Science. Jeremy Erlacher, Master of Science. Patricia Espinola, Master of Science. Brent Evans, Master of Science. Denticart Exil, Master of Science. Emma Fabian, Master of Science. Carol Favor, Master of Science. Michaela Falb, Master of Science. David Farley, Master of Science. Harley Farrell, Master of Science. Valencia Faulkner, Master of Science. Tiffany Ferniehuff, Master of Science. Robin Fennell, Master of Science. Matthew Fennessy, Master of Science. Amy Ferguson, Master of Science. Brian Ferguson, Master of Science. Christine Farelli, Master of Science. Susan Finnegan, Master of Science. Ryan Fiorellini, Master of Science. James Foley, Master of Science. Michael Ford, Master of Science. Elijah Fortin, Master of Science. Caitlin Foster Clark, Master of Science. Kiana Francis, Master of Science. Lakeisha Franklin, Master of Science. Griffin Fraser, Master of Science. Taylor Freeland, Master of Science. Michael Freeman, Master of Science. Kevin Freesmith, Master of Science. Elizabeth Fuller, Master of Science. James Furby, Master of Science. Breska Gagnon, Master of Science. Samantha Gagnon, Master of Science. Ryan Gallagher, Master of Science. Christy Galvin, Master of Science. Rosanna Gamboa, Master of Science. Jenny Garcia, Master of Science. Mira Alexis Garcia, Master of Science. Andrew Gardiner, Master of Science. Cassandra Gardner, Master of Science. David Gates, Master of Science. Stephanie Geary, Master of Science. Michael Genuine, Master of Science. Drew George, Master of Science. Thanya Geraldino, Master of Science. John Gerstenberger, Master of Science. Robert Gervais, Master of Science. Seth Gilliam, Master of Science. Kinsley Gladstone, Master of Science. Aruz Glover, Master of Science. Connor Glynn, Master of Science. Eva Golazewski, Master of Science. Helga Gonda, Master of Science. Cynthia Gonzalez, Master of Science. Amanda Good, Master of Science. Gregory Goodrich, Master of Science. Britt Gordon, Master of Science. Mark Goulet, Master of Science. Kiefer Graham, Master of Science. Jeffrey Grange, Master of Science. Camille Green, Master of Science. Monet Green, Master of Science. Cameron Gregg, Master of Science. Marcus Greer, Master of Science. Adam Gruce, Master of Science. Mandy Gunn, Master of Science. Allison Gusley, Master of Science. Alicia Hackemeyer, Master of Science. Garrett Hainsworth, Master of Science. Erica Hairston, Master of Science. Casey Hale, Master of Science. Kelly Hall, Master of Science. Denise Hamby, Master of Science. Amanda Hammerlink, Master of Science. Brock Hayner, Master of Science. Odell Sir Hanley, Master of Science. Melody Hansen, Master of Science. Nathan Harlan, Master of Science. Lindsay Harrow, Master of Science. Kristen Hart, Master of Science. Erica Hartford, Master of Science. Thomas Hartman, Master of Science. Lance Harvey, Master of Science. Raymond Hathaway, Master of Science. Holly Hayden, Master of Science. Wesley Hayes, Master of Science. Michelle Haynes, Master of Science. Megan Healy, Master of Science. Maxwell Heindel, Master of Science. Astrid Helgeson, Master of Science. Lisa Hendershot, Master of Science. Ashley Hainke, Master of Science. Megan Hepner, Master of Science. Mary Jo Herring, Master of Science. Andrea Herman, Master of Science. Charlie Hetherington, Master of Science. Marlene Hidalgo, Master of Science. Paul Hilson, Master of Science. Eric Hines, Master of Science. Catherine Hinton, Master of Science. Tony Ho, Master of Science. Kelsey Hoffman, Master of Science. Liebhoff Halfelner, Master of Science. Jolinda Holt, Master of Science. Gabriel Homiski, Master of Science. Katie Howard, Master of Science. Caitlin Huckabee, Master of Science. Jessica Huffman, Master of Science. Michael Humphrey, Master of Science. Jessica Hungerman, Master of Science. Kevin Hurst, Master of Science. Andrew Isom, Master of Science. Oliver Iyer, Master of Science. Jeremy Jack, Master of Science. Syed Jaffrey, Master of Science. Naeem Geraci, Master of Science. Brian Jiggets, Master of Science. Christy Johnson, Master of Science. Jen Eileen Johnson, Master of Science. Robbie Johnson, Master of Science. Jacqueline Johnston, Master of Science. Brittany Jordan, Master of Science. Jared Rindler Jordan, Master of Science. Molly Jorgensen, Master of Science. Jacqueline Katz, Master of Science. Clayton Kellogg, Master of Science. Arthur Kelly, Master of Science. Iona Kelly, Master of Science. Amanda Kendall, Master of Science. Danielle Kearns, Master of Science. Romana Khan, Master of Science. Nick Kindle, Master of Science. Timothy Kingsley, Master of Science. Amanda Kinmartin, Master of Science. Nicole Kinney, Master of Science. Devin Kirk, Master of Science. McKenna Noetner, Master of Science. Andrei Kolpakov, Master of Science. Forrest Konafau, Master of Science. Joyce Kostakis, Master of Science. Frederick Krajewski, Master of Science. Eric Kutcher, Master of Science. Jackson Lane, Master of Science. Anthony Lehner, Master of Science. Melissa Lapointe, Master of Science. Deborah Loria, Master of Science. Stacy Lebert, Master of Science. Charlie Lee, Master of Science. John Lee, Master of Science. Cynthia LeMay, Master of Science. Joel Leon, Master of Science. Denise Leung, Master of Science. Connor Lewandowski, Master of Science. Shakia Lisan, Master of Science. Zachary Littman, Master of Science. Donald Livingston, Master of Science. Lisa Lo Piccolo, Master of Science. Keenan Locus, Master of Science. Brandon LaRusso, Master of Science. Brian Luisi, Master of Science. Alexis Lusignan, Master of Science. Benedict Mabilo, Master of Science. Courtney Macaruso, Master of Science. Rhiannon McLean, Master of Science. Gary Madison, Master of Science. Andres Magana, Master of Science. Marie Mahone, Master of Science. Christina Main, Master of Science. Roni Mani, Master of Science. Tyler Manning, Master of Science. Brady Marconi, Master of Science. Irvin Marion, Master of Science. Cindy Martell, Master of Science. Daryl Martin, Master of Science. Destiny Martin, Master of Science. Holly Martin, Master of Science. James Martin, Master of Science. Sophia Martinez, Master of Science. Jacob Mason, Master of Science. Paul Matthey, Master of Science. Bruno Mbua Makolo Manono, Master of Science. Opal McCalla, Master of Science. Christine McLean, Master of Science. Emily McDaniel, Master of Science. Gail McDermott, Master of Science. Kyle McDonald, Master of Science. Michael McIntyre, Master of Science. John McKenna, Master of Science. Erica McKinney, Master of Science. John McLaughlin, Master of Science. Margaret McLaughlin, Master of Science. Megan McLean, Master of Science. Crystal McMillian, Master of Science. Ashley McNeil, Master of Science. Angie Medina Toruela, Master of Science. Andinia Meller, Master of Science. David Mellier, Master of Science. Daniel Menard, Master of Science. Katie Merritt, Master of Science. Meredith Mazaris, Master of Science. Matthew Miller, Master of Science. April Mills, Master of Science. Jason Mitchell, Master of Science. Jocelyn Mitchell, Master of Science. Jean Moise Morel, Master of Science. Paula Moore, Master of Science. Nicholas Morgan, Master of Science. Alexander Moss, Master of Science. Jamie Moss, Master of Science. Amanda Mudgett, Master of Science. Andrew Murphy, Master of Science. Corey Muscara, Master of Science. Jennifer Matunga, Master of Science. Nicole Myers, Master of Science. Pauline Nalyabega, Master of Science. Andres Naranjo Cano, Master of Science. Annie Marie Gotho Encontro, Master of Science. Jennifer Nguyen, Master of Science. Billy Nieto, Master of Science. Diego Nino Pardo, Master of Science. Paris Nagueras, Master of Science. Elena Numano, Master of Science. Adam Novak, Master of Science. Patrick Miarco, Master of Science. And Yoma Obiakara, Master of Science. Amarachi Obokuri, Master of Science. Abdul Mashood Okanu, Master of Science. Diana Oliva, Master of Science. Travis Olson, Master of Science. Thomas Olson, Master of Science. Leander Orr, Master of Science. Megan Oshiro, Master of Science. Luke Paget, Master of Science. Kevin Palmer, Master of Science. Stephanie Pangia, Master of Science. Jean Pantano, Master of Science. Angela Parker, Master of Science. Sherry Parks, Master of Science. Ajit Patel, Master of Science. Madhavi Patel, Master of Science. Kenneth Patrick, Master of Science. Tess Patry, Master of Science. Jackie Pearson, Master of Science. Silvana Paluzzo, Master of Science. Karina Pena, Master of Science. Michael Perez, Master of Science. Nicholas Perkins, Master of Science. Nicole Pernesi, Master of Science. Jacinda Perry, Master of Science. Malkia Perry, Master of Science. Brandy Pescosolido, Master of Science. Bradley Pettyjohn, Master of Science. Kyle Phelan, Master of Science. Joshua Phillips, Master of Science. Thomas Phippen, Master of Science. Amber Pilcher, Master of Science. David Pitts, Master of Science. Kyle Poe, Master of Science. Melissa Paugh, Master of Science. Heather Ponce, Master of Science. Daniel Port, Master of Science. Anthony Potter, Master of Science. Cato Powell, Master of Science. Javaski Powell, Master of Science. Leanne Procopio, Master of Science. Raymere Proctor, Master of Science. Brianna Quinn, Master of Science. David Ratajkowski, Master of Science. Laura Rainey, Master of Science. Monica Ramirez Aguilar, Master of Science. Daniel Rathmel, Master of Science. Stephanie Ray, Master of Science. Hunter Reberger, Master of Science. John Reich, Master of Science. Morgan Remkus, Master of Science. Skylar Reynolds, Master of Science. Deontay Richards, Master of Science. Randy Richardson, Master of Science. Stephanie Richards, Master of Science. Manuel Rivera, Master of Science. Tasha Roberts, Master of Science. Monica Robinson, Master of Science. Nicole Robitaille, Master of Science. Marcos Rodriguez, Master of Science. Serena Rodriguez, Master of Science. Gwendolyn Rogers, Master of Science. Holly Roggenholt, Master of Science. Ashley Romano, Master of Science. Christine Roque, Master of Science. Severiano Rocchini, Master of Science. Justin Ross, Master of Science. Lauren Rousseau, Master of Science. Thomas Rosansky, Master of Science. John Ruan, Master of Science. Austin Russell, Master of Science. Jennifer Russell, Master of Science. Carly Ryan, Master of Science. Claude Ryan, Master of Science. Melinda Salinas, Master of Science. Rashida Salinas, Master of Science. Ryan Sano, Master of Science. Jessica Santiago, Master of Science. Japhet Santiago Garcia, Master of Science. Raymond Santilli, Master of Science. Shanta Saunders de Blasio, Master of Science. Matthew Shaffron, Master of Science. Rebecca Skelliga, Master of Science. Jasmine Schilling, Master of Science. Pavel Schmidt, Master of Science. Daryl Scott, Master of Science. Tony Secreti, Master of Science. Matthew Salido, Master of Science. Caleb Schaefer, Master of Science. Bruce Shand, Master of Science. Natalie Showers, Master of Science. Amal Shubber, Master of Science. Tara Sicard, Master of Science. Luz Silva, Master of Science. Michelle Silva, Master of Science. Tracy Silver, Master of Science. J.C. Simon, Master of Science. Bobby Sims, Master of Science. Casey Sitlinger Bonner, Master of Science. Carl Axel Schoberg, Master of Science. Eleanor Sioholm, Master of Science. Stephanie Skiba, Master of Science. Alex Smalley, Master of Science. Rona Smalley, Master of Science. Alexander Smith, Master of Science. All-Marie Smith, Master of Science. Amanda Smith, Master of Science. Melissa Smith, Master of Science. Elliot Snyder, Master of Science. Philip Sobel, Master of Science. Dawn Salchenberger, Master of Science. Kevin Soltis, Master of Science. Matthew Salvason, Master of Science. John Spallone, Master of Science. Vincent Spruill, Master of Science. Michael Standoffer, Master of Science. Scott Stengel, Master of Science. Melissa Staples, Master of Science. Amanda Stark, Master of Science. Aaron Starks, Master of Science. Michaela Stedman, Master of Science. Ljiljana Stegnjaic, Master of Science. Jacqueline Stevens, Master of Science. Teresa Stevens, Master of Science. Sarah Stiles, Master of Science. Mac Kesha Stinson, Master of Science. Courtney Stone, Master of Science. Aaron Stone, Master of Science. Julia Strachan, Master of Science. Michelle Strong, Master of Science. Ashley Stewart, Master of Science. Heidi Sullivan Inyama, Master of Science. Christopher Summers, Master of Science. Spencer Swan, Master of Science. Amanda Tackaberry, Master of Science. Helen Tedesz, Master of Science. Madeline Tacon, Master of Science. Amy Talbot, Master of Science. Jessica Tomei, Master of Science. Kayla Tanner, Master of Science. Daniel Taylor, Master of Science. Dylan Taylor, Master of Science. Nicole Taylor, Master of Science. Connie Templin, Master of Science. Tara Thay, Master of Science. Christopher Thomas, Master of Science. Eve Thompson, Master of Science. Kimberly Thompson, Master of Science. Nicholas Thompson, Master of Science. Philip Thompson, Master of Science. Regina Thornton, Master of Science. Ta Byron Tillis, Master of Science. Naswa Tippin, Master of Science. Stephen Tomasco, Master of Science. Haley Torgeson, Master of Science. Haiti Torres, Master of Science. Jess Torres, Master of Science. Scott Torrey, Master of Science. Dep Tran, Master of Science. Emily Troutwine, Master of Science. Abigail Tremblay, Master of Science. Cody Tucker, Master of Science. Andrew Turner, Master of Science. Kelly Unz, Master of Science. Morningstar Vargas, Master of Science. Vina Vasappa, Master of Science. Dallas Vaughn, Master of Science. Carlos Velasquez, Master of Science. Edward Velasquez, Master of Science. Quantre Vaya, Master of Science. Andrew Viana, Master of Science. Laura Vigiano, Master of Science. Roberto Viquez, Master of Science. Donna Vizard, Master of Science. Yurdenka Vonadova Pierpont, Master of Science. Alexandria Wachowyak, Master of Science. Sandy Wainwright, Master of Science. Melissa Weathers, Master of Science. Marvin Webb, Master of Science. Marilyn Weber, Master of Science. Sarita Medina Weeks, Master of Science. Nathan Weigel, Master of Science. Christopher Welch, Master of Science. Jonathan Wells, Master of Science. Leanne Wells, Master of Science. Stephanie Welsh, Master of Science. Holly Wentworth, Master of Science. Kimberly Whitaker, Master of Science. Timothy Whitman, Master of Science. Brian Whitney, Master of Science. Francis Wiktorowski, Master of Science. Emmanuel Williams, Master of Science. Aaron Williams, Master of Science. Jason Williams, Master of Science. Reginald Williams, Master of Science. Sasha Williams, Master of Science. Charity Wilson, Master of Science. Matthew Wilson, Master of Science. Terrence Wilson, Master of Science. Allison Wojciechowski, Master of Science. Fallon Wolf, Master of Science. Brandon Wong, Master of Science. Tequila Wood, Master of Science. Lean Woolsey, Master of Science. Dalen Yogi, Master of Science. Benjamin Young, Master of Science. Casey Ura, Master of Science. Nefertiti Yungai, Master of Science. Fidencio Zamorano, Master of Science. Xanthal Zika, Master of Science. Anna Zollner, Master of Science.
Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University. On behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors, I am honored to officially welcome you into the SNHU Alumni Association. Today, more than 156,000 SNHU alumni around the world congratulate you on your success and hope you will be an active part of our global SNHU community. At this time, if you are one of our learners who has earned an associate's or bachelor's degree, I invite you to participate in the ceremonial tradition of moving your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. As you go forth today, always remember the university's motto, Summa Optimaque, in English, the greatest and the best. And indeed, you are. Congratulations again.